What's up, everybody? It's your boy back with another reaction video, and I'll be reacting to SCP-1678 UnLondon, Object Class Euclid Subterranean SCP. This is also from Alpha Shocker. That sent me this. He wanted me to, I don't know, he or she, I don't know what their gender is. Wanted me to react to some more SCP stuff. So yeah, he sent me stuff. You know, I'm ready. I take requests. Why not? Reaction channel. Hey, why not take requests? But I even take some requests of TV shows. You know, when I get to them, you know, they might be. If they're lengthy, like you say, hey, won't you react to Supernatural? Like that is a 15 season show, like that might take a while. Oh shit, oh, I thought I played. But anyway, yeah, they sent this. I've heard of this. I've actually seen some videos of this. Not this long. This is like over 20 minutes long, but I think like little 9-10 minute videos of them going over UnLondon. I know it's like I think it's like a parallel universe. Was like London, but it's subterranean, and they have like faceless Victorian era police officers, and it's weird. I've seen it actually a few times on different channels that I've subscribed to, SCP channels I subscribe, but it's quite a bit, and right now I can't remember everything because I am drinking, so I can't remember everything all the time I had. Plus, even if I wasn't drinking, I couldn't be like, oh yeah, this, and this what they do with. They have like birds with like cameras from that turn of the century on them and shit, and they serve things like gruel or something that you can eat, but even if you eat it, it'll keep you alive, but it's still not enough nutrition that won't cause malnourish. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, let's get into this. It is getting early, actually. It's not even late. It's like early now. All right, here we go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Researcher Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-1678, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1678 remains only partially contained. Mobile Task Forces Tau-4 and Epsilon-6 have succeeded in establishing a defense perimeter around the Hyde Park district of SCP-1678, with cases of SCP-1678-A largely ceasing their attacks on the perimeter of the Foundation-held area. A long-term research base is currently under construction, and Mobile Task Force commanders are preparing an assault on the SCP-1678 Natural History Museum with the intent of capturing a forward command post to direct defense efforts. Current short-term aims involve the capture of the extension of the defensible perimeter to the SCP-1678 Natural History Museum, and to research and ascertain the origins, construction, and weaknesses of the SCP-1678-A entities. Long-term aims involve efforts to halt, hinder, or control the production of SCP-1678-A entities, and to assault the SCP-1678 Houses of Parliament, where the being, entity, or intelligence responsible for the creation of SCP-1678 is believed to reside, and to capture and contain the aforementioned being.
But it's like a whole dimension.
Description: SCP-1678 is a full-scale mirror image reconstruction of the British city of London, located exactly 1 kilometer underneath the original city of London. Currently, only the Hyde Park district of SCP-1678 has been explored, but all buildings, at least within the explored district, correlate exactly to their surface counterparts in terms of location. as well as the exterior size and shape, although rarely in terms of architecture, building material, and interior layout. The city has been constructed to resemble the city as it was in the Victorian era, with constructions designed to resemble traditional gas lighting prevalent on the streets, and with all modern buildings in the original city of London being represented in a Victorian style of architecture, most notably the skyscrapers of the business district. Illumination is infrequent and unreliable, and it is unknown how SCP-1678 has acquired a steady oxygen and gas supply. SCP-1678 is believed to have been constructed instantaneously by unknown means, with the SCP-1678 Houses of Parliament serving as the epicenter for the construction process. This is evidenced by the fact that as distance from the Houses of Parliament increase, there is an exponentially increasing frequency of flaws in the construction of SCP-1678, such as houses built entirely out of copper pipes or other unconventional materials. Gas lights being little more than a metal rod topped with a floating orb of light. Buildings containing no floors, and at the furthest explored distance from the epicenter, no windows.
I didn't know that either.
Aside from the Foundation occupants and cases of SCP-1678-A, B, and C, SCP-1678 is believed to be uninhabited. SCP-1678 is believed to have been constructed with the intent to harbor the survivors of an XK-class end-of-the-world event. This is evidenced by an audio recording that will activate and play upon any person entering the city. The following is SCP-1678 audio recording. Entrance to UnLondon.
My fellow citizen, if you are hearing this tape, then the world as we knew it has finished. The sky has broken. The ground heaves with the tramp of terrible feet. And all the horror and madness from the dark corners of the world has broken free to exact its vengeance on the world of man. Those who sought to contain them are killed or scattered, and we soon learned that to attempt to fight these creatures is almost invariably to face one's death. Countless billions have been slaughtered in their attempt to sate their endless appetite for death, and there is nothing, was nothing we could do to stop them. Evil has raised its bloody flag upon all nations of the world and crowned its unholy victory to the broken sky. Yes, this is the end, but there is a new hope. Welcome to UnLondon, a city of survivors, a city of the free. Together, fellow
Of course,
citizens, we will wait
city of
and
the free,
prepare
except if
for
you're
the
caught
new
outside,
beginning.
we would
The
fucking
grand
attack you.
new world that is soon to
Have
come.
faceless
Let
police
the
officers
world
that will
above burn.
beat your shit out of you.
We will endure. Let the monsters have their world.
will
We will
endure.
prepare. And let the ground tremble with a new Armageddon as evil consumes
Armageddon.
itself. For I tell you, citizen, upon the day of the ruination of man, their insatiable appetites will turn them against one another in their endless
This lust
lust for
of
death.
death.
We will wait. And I tell you, citizen, that there will be a new morning, and you will emerge
This
from
sounds
London
like,
and stand
with this music behind
blinking
it, like
in
this,
the sun.
you have
As
to
our
be
children
a
play and
fucking
laugh in the bones of horrors
moron.
long
I
dead,
think this is like just
and you will
propaganda.
walk hand in hand
I
to
guess
the
it's
sea.
the propaganda
Our
that you
faces
like. I guess it's fine.
skywards as the rising
Just a
sun
black
ushers
person
in the new
or
age
person
of
who's
man,
against this, like,
and you
weird
will
as, like,
gather, citizen,
the fuck?
at my feet.
Why would
as
I?
summon
What?
UnLondon
Why
from
would I
its rest,
fucking go with this?
and it shall burst phoenix-like from the ashes of the old. And on that day, citizen, there shall be a new order
Should be
as we raise the Union flag over the entire world. I welcome you
I
to
am
UnLondon,
British,
the last
so
city.
listen to what I say.
and the first.
The first, I am the Alpha.
There
and
are
the
other
Omega,
audio recordings
the
here.
beginning.
I
and
will
the
describe
end.
each one before I play it. The following message is relayed on the end of every hour.
The time is 9 o'clock. All is well.
Obviously, every hour
Get
wouldn't
your
say 9
motherfucking
o'clock
ass
for any of you
inside.
smart asses out there. That was just an example. This plays on approaching any bank or police station.
Citizen, you are entering a restricted area. Have your authorization papers ready. A bobby will arrive to escort you shortly.
Warning. A single case of SCP-1678-A will be summoned. On being cited by a case of SCP-1678-A, the following audio lines play.
Halt! Police! Drop your weapons. Come now. Let's be having you. Police, don't run.
Randomly, once per hour, the messages below are selected examples of the 1678 observed audio recordings.
No one is safe
That
from the
says
influence of
1070.
mimetic beings. Have yourself assessed today. You could be possessed by a mimetic horror and not even know it. Psych assessments are free and easy. Visit a clinic today. Do you find light uncomfortable? Identifying a cortex worms infection early makes them possible to remove. Speak to your doctor today. Have you noticed anyone acting oddly? Tell a bobby immediately. Crime will not be tolerated in UnLondon, I warn you. The tormentors of society will become its defenders.
Okay.
Evil can walk in human form and human flesh. Stay vigilant. Are you frequently anxious or depressed? It could be a symptom of the pattern Screamer's influence. Notify a bobby immediately. Ensure you are well rehearsed in all breach protocols. There is no excuse for panic or confusion during drills. Can't make ends meet? Do not be ashamed. Bryson's Home for the Poor is here to help. I rule in the interests of the many, not the few. There are no special privileges. Swelling and abnormal growths are an early sign of the slaverman's possession. Report any abnormal sickness to your doctor immediately. Each and every one of you is responsible for the safety of UnLondon and its citizens. Be watchful.
Most explored buildings within SCP-1678 appear to have been outfitted for the purpose of extremely dense inhabitation, with closely grouped steel bunk beds, a common feature in any building suitable for the purpose. Foundation researchers have advised that most explored buildings within SCP-1678 are unfit for human habitation. Due to a high performance of mold, damp, and poor construction within these buildings, some buildings are outfitted for other purposes. Most notably, the SCP-1678 version of the Natural History Museum, which is featuring an exhibit titled The Fall of Man, and contains representations of several known SCP entities, and images and artwork depicting apocalyptic settings. The key threat posed by SCP-1678 is by entities referred to in some SCP-1678 audio recordings as bobbies. Bobby is known to be a Victorian-era British slang term for policeman, henceforth referred to as SCP-1678-A. These entities are constructed out of human corpses, crudely dismembered at the head, wrists, knees, and elbows, and reassembled using industrial hinges and screws. The head is always wrapped in bandages. They are dressed in a uniform similar to Victorian-era police and are extremely hostile towards Foundation personnel, attacking them on site with improvised weapons. These attacks are always preceded by SCP-1678-A emitting a noise similar to that of a policeman's whistle, and all loudspeakers within 100 meters emitting the audio recording, "Police, halt, criminal." Instances of SCP-1678-A are extremely resistant to damage, with only high-caliber rounds and explosive weapons proving sufficient to destroy them. They are believed to originate from a building named Bryson's Home for the Poor, as evidenced by an inmate-style jumpsuit worn under the uniform.
Needs to take out a fucking tank.
To what extent they interact with other SCP-1678 entities is unknown. The following is SCP-1678-B overview. SCP-1678-B Role Surveillance, also known as Eyes in the Sky. Cases of SCP-1678-B are biomechanical constructs which resemble that of a small avian life form. They are composed of central mass of a red organic matter, stitched together by a copper exoskeleton that resembles a spine and wing bones. The head has been demonstrated to be a small video camera, and remnants of feathers and plastic on the exterior suggests they were once intended to resemble a pigeon. Cases of SCP-1678-B are known to possess no offensive or destructive capabilities. Yet their ability to track task force movements should not be underestimated. As it is currently known, if they are capable of communicating with or summoning cases of SCP-1678-A, cases of SCP-1678-B are relatively simple to contain or destroy. Yet their large numbers makes their observation of Foundation activities extremely difficult to stop. Occasional posters throughout the Foundation explored area allude to their existence. These posters display an image of a small pigeon observing criminal activity beneath the title, UnLondon's Eyes in the Sky, alongside a small message to the effect that anyone destroying or vandalizing an eye in the sky faces up to 6 weeks in unit. And this is the SCP-1678-C overview. SCP-1678-C, role unknown, also known as Wretch. Cases of SCP-1678-C resemble a humanoid figure dressed in rags. They appear to be of old age and are usually, although not always, female. They have always been encountered outside the Foundation-held area. There have been very few direct encounters with SCP-1678-C entities, and it is currently unknown how many cases exist or to what level of threat they pose to Foundation security or safety. Encounters typically feature cases of SCP-1678-C sitting on a street corner with a begging dish, whereupon they will attempt to attract the pity or mercy of any Foundation personnel within their proximity, with pleading or begging for food or money. Supplying a case of SCP-1678-C with food will cause them to begin weeping before dematerializing with a burst of dense black smoke. Foundation personnel are currently under instruction not to interact with them. They are briefly alluded to in a SCP-1678 audio recording. Do not pity the wretch. Allow them to pay the price of their betrayal for all eternity. Remember, citizen, on the day UnLondon rises, I shall reward the loyal, but traitors shall be forever damned. And finally, this is SCP-1678-D overview. SCP-1678-D, role Food Supply, also known as Dr. Goody's Wonder Food. SCP-1678-D is believed to be the primary food source on offer in the event that SCP-1678 receives full-scale occupation. SCP-1678-D is freely and easily available from steel vending machines installed in virtually every building or structure outfitted for the purpose of habitation. The vending machines are upright steel pumps, similar in size and shape to that of a modern petrol pump, containing a slot for the receiving of coins and a flexible rubber hose ending in a trigger-operated nozzle that will deploy half a liter of 1678-D upon appropriate payment. All vending machines display the legend Dr. Goody's Wonder Food, alongside an image of a smiling child enjoying a bowl of SCP-1678-D and text bubbles advising that 1678-D costs just a farthing a bowl, that it contains all the nutrients you need, and completely restores health and vitality. It is proven to be extremely attractive to cases of SCP-1678-B, C, and unknown species of colored mollusk, which has been observed feeding on any spillages. SCP-1678-D is a synthetic starch gel, heavily enriched with various minerals, vitamins, fats, and bulking agents. In addition to this, it contains several unknown molecular structures and various engineered DNA helixes carried within synthetic cellular structures. It has the same consistency and taste as porridge. As advertised, it contains all the nutrients necessary for short-term survival. However, Foundation researchers have advised that over a period of more than 6 weeks, users of SCP-1678-D will become dangerously underweight due to low levels of fat and protein within SCP-1678-D, and are at a strong likelihood of contracting illnesses such as scurvy
They want to
if
keep
survival
you
is
weak
attempted by consuming
so they can take your
SCP-1678-D
guns away
alone.
from.
SCP-1678-D appears to be purposely engineered to manipulate the psyche of the regular consumers. Through a mixture of unknown molecular compounds, regular consumers are more obedient to authority, are less likely to commit acts of violence, and are less likely to engage in sexual intercourse, have a reduced capacity for fear or panic, and have consistently high morale. In addition, it also has engineered side effects, such as depressive symptoms and headaches if a subject suddenly abandons consuming SCP-1678-D. Due to the difficulty of creating food within SCP-1678, SCP-1678-D would serve as the primary food source in the event of a large-scale habitation. Foundation personnel are forbidden to consume SCP-1678-D, even in small amounts. Not all vending machines produce SCP-1678-D to the same quality, with some machines deploying corrupted forms that have induced severe mental or physical abnormalities or death within the consumer. It is currently unclear what entity, being, or intelligence is responsible for the creation and maintenance of SCP-1678.
You might die.
It is unclear as to what event or disaster SCP-1678 is being prepared for. Alright, chances are if you are assigned to this SCP, you'll be trying to find that out. This concludes my lecture for today. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Go check out their Patreon. Yeah, this seems like, well, it's been a long time since I've seen Oliver Twist, but I'm assuming that's what it seems like, where they just give people gruel and say, "Please, sir, may I have some more?" More? This world sucks. Like, he said it's a perfect replica of London, but did he say it was a perfect replica of London in the Victorian era, or a perfect replica of London in modern day, but with Victorian era dressed bobbies, which are police officers? I'm not sure. I don't know if he was specific about that, but yeah, that sucks. Like, so you're stuck here. It's pretty much a utopia where you have some overlord saying, "Hey, everything is great, everything is fine, you're doing great. There's no, anything bad happens. Eat that gray shit that's in a fucking gas pump. You have to put some coins in. I don't know how you gonna make money, because they haven't talked about anything about jobs in this world. But they have wretches who beg for money, but they're like, don't give them anything. They are wretches and they deserve to get what they got. And if you give them something, they thank you, cry, and then dissolve into nothingness. And then you go around in the houses at a certain, I guess they have a curfew where you're out on the street, the bobbies will attack you and say, "Halt!" The police take you somewhere where, I'm assuming, they didn't say, but I'm assuming they cut your brain out, or a piece of your brain out, to make you a docile zombie, because it seems to be what they're doing. And if you eat that shit they give you, that gray shit, you become that anyway. You don't want to procreate. You don't want to. You become depressed. You become submissive. So pretty much anything that Alex Jones talks about the water making the frogs homosexuals, I guess. That would happen to humans if you eat that shit for long periods of time. And then if you try to stop eating it, you have to wean yourself off of like a drug addict weaning himself off like heroin or something, because you become depressed and get headaches. So that is like that's not the deepest part of hell, but it's like one of the outer circles of hell, probably like 3 or something like that, 4 maybe. Well, it's not completely horrible, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed my reaction. And if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Hit that bell when you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. See y'all next time. Peace.